A good sign to see Connor back at practice?
Yeah, I mean, obviously real good. He's a ways away. I mean, he wasn't really involved in any contact here today, but he's a good player who really gets the puck going for us. Got a good shot from the blue line. He's an important guy on our team.
Zaitsev, block shots, body checks. Was that physicality as evident in Russia as we've seen from him here, knowing what the scouts have seen?
You know, to be honest with you, I only saw him at the Worlds and then when I watched him on tape, so you don't see as much of the cross-checking and the viciousness that he has, that he plays with. And, you know, obviously it's a real help to him and a help to our team. He's a real good player. You know, to be honest with you, he's more than you could ever hope for. And he's a great man who's a real good competitor and a good teammate. So we had it all together. It's Jimmy Palafito did a real good job in getting him here.
Is there a point having a young team in a stretch like this when you have 15 games left? It's going to be exciting where they just go out and play and maybe not overthink things, so to speak.
Well, I mean, you know, I think we've done a pretty good job. And when I go through it now for a long period of time, we've got points in a ton of games. And for a while there, we couldn't get a second point. Now we've played 3 teams in a row where we got our second point, but every one of those games have been tight too, and they're going to continue to be tight. We play in a big game tomorrow, but I think to me that's what the fun's all about. If you're not enjoying this, what are you doing? You should be having a riot. And you know, on this trip we have a chance to get rest. We have a chance to play good teams, and it's exciting. I mean, you know, I think it's a way different feeling on this team than it would be if I was in Detroit in the same situation, because we just knew we were getting in the playoffs. You're kind of finishing the year. Here, you're in a dogfight, and it's a lot of fun.
Austin Matthews, I'm going to go out on a limb and say you're not necessarily worried that he hasn't scored in a few games that he's handled.
I just checked. I was watching the NHL on the fly. And they don't talk about the Leafs, so it's good. And I noticed OV didn't have 1 in 10. Yeah. I don't think they're very worried about Ovi, so I'm not going to spend too much time now. Austin wants to score every game. He plays hard and he's competitive. You know, I thought his line did a good job the other night. There was no room at all in Carolina. If you're a fan at home, probably the broadcaster, I didn't listen to anybody, but you think it's an ugly game. I think it's a thing of beauty, actually, when there's no room out there. So it was a good game.
A little health management for Tyler today, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Bozak hasn't skated in a bit, and so our people are all over that. I mean, he worked out and he did all that, and he's ready to go. It's just we're going to manage that the best we can. He's playing good.
With Zach and Austin, when Brown is their right winger, does it change much of what they do, or is it just, is he shooting more?
Yeah, I don't know. What I like about Brownie and Hyman and Austin together is they can play against anybody. No matter who they want to match up against, they're going to spend a ton of time in the O-zone. You know, Willie and Austin play more on the rush when they're together, and those guys play more on the cycle. You know, the other thing I like about with when Nylander's with Naz's group, you know, Leo's going to be at the net and Willie's going to shoot it, so there's someone there that way too. So depending on the night, I got him. How did we practice him today? I didn't. Who was with who? Brown was with Matthews. So you know, that's how we'll warm up tomorrow night. We'll see what the matchups are and what's best for the team.
Brian Boyle was telling me that he wants to score more. Does it bother you that he's?
No, I'd like him to score more too, but I want him. His line's been outstanding. His line, they're in all the clips, stopping on defense, doing the right thing. We can roll 4 out the gate. We put him on in D-zone face-offs. We don't worry about him. I think he's bringing a ton to the team. If he wants to score more, that's great. You know, score more. But he's doing a good job for us.